Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat and welcome back to a new video, and today we're going to be talking about how to aim like a pro in Fortnite. Now I've been getting a bunch of questions or people commenting saying I'm struggling to aim, Pat, can you help me out? Now throughout this gameplay I'm going to be talking about how I aim in Fortnite, and again I am a console player, so if you are a PC player this may be slightly different because obviously PC is going to be a slightly different console and slightly different concept with it, and personally I think PC is definitely different because it doesn't have the auto aim assist. So if you're a PC player, this may not help that much, but this is how I play it on console edition. So when it comes down to aiming, if you didn't know already, let's get straight into the facts of this. When you're actually crouching and you zoom in, your crosshair is a lot smaller and you've got a higher chance of hitting. So if you crouch and shoot all the time, you'll notice you'll hit some really good shots. Now depending on what AR you're using, it depends on how you want to shoot it. I've seen a bunch of people use the M16 and just hold down the trigger, and that is just completely silly in my opinion. You want to tap fire the M16, the main AR, the auto one. You want to tap fire it like I just did down on that guy, and you will get more accurate shots, and most likely they're going to hit if you tap fire. Now when it comes to the free burst, that is slightly different obviously because you can't tap fire it because it's already free burst. The free burst is actually a really accurate assault rifle, but I feel personally the free burst has got like a little bit of a delay on it. You'll shoot it and they'll be running, you have to shoot where they're going to run to. Kind of a bit like the sniper, but not as much. You'll probably get what I mean if you use the free burst a lot. It feels like the bullets, because obviously the first one fires and the other two come out behind, it feels there's quite a bit of delay between them when they're actually flying through the air, the velocity of the bullets. So I personally think the free burst is a really good assault rifle, but when it comes down to it, depending on which one you've got, like this situation, I have a blue AR, so I'm obviously going to pick that over a standard free burst, and I just kind of tap fire it gently, a bit like just one shot at a time, keep shooting the odd shots, and you'll notice some of them do miss and more do hit. Again, the bullet spread is in the game, so not every bullet's going to go bang on where your dot is. There is bullet spread, and that's part of the game. Generally, you can't hit every shot due to that, and that's just the way the game's programmed. You can't hit every single shot due to that. Now, when it comes down to using a SCAR, that is different. Now, I've seen a bunch of people spray with a SCAR, and I've done that myself several times. You can use a SCAR, and you can consistently spray with it. And when I say spray, you have to tap, you obviously like keep pressing the trigger, and you'll fire a bunch of bullets at once. Now, people do that is because the SCAR is, one, it's a more accurate gun. The crosshair is very, very small when you crouch with the SCAR. And two, the SCAR has a high damage rate, so people actually spray it at people to try and get just the random shots hitting on them, and it does work quite well. But sometimes it's better with the SCAR if you don't spray and you just kind of just tap a few, then stop, tap a few, then stop. But I've seen a lot of people just absolutely spraying down with the SCAR, even standing up. Now when it comes to using like standing up and things like that, you can't always crouch when you're trying to shoot. I know crouch makes you more accurate, like I said, but don't always do it because you do have that movement liability, and being not able to move can really make it difficult in the end of the day. And sometimes if you get a shot from all different angles, crouching and shooting isn't the way to go. It's sometimes better to stand up and shoot, and you'll have a better chance. Now, with console edition, you'll notice in this gameplay any minute now I'm putting on screen, you'll notice that you can't really jump and move the right trigger at the same time unless you hold the control like a claw type position, where it's where you put your thumb on the right analog stick and use your finger on the buttons, your first finger on the buttons, number one finger that would be, and then use your second finger on the trigger. So it's like a claw type position. If you type in claw to Google, it'll come up and you can use the claw type position, and this is a perfect example where the claw would come in handy. I don't personally do that, but I know a few people that do. The claw position would come in handy here because my shotgun aim there was slightly off due to it not being able to move in the air. Being able to press A and move the trigger at the same time, you have to move your thumb back and forwards, and not being able to move in the air while you're moving your thumb back and forwards really could have cost me that fight then, and maybe I couldn't have been damaged if I had that. Now I don't personally play with the claw. I'm playing with the claw. When I say the claw, you know what I mean if you Google it, and some of you will probably already know what I mean. The position, the way you hold your control, I think it's a bit awkward. It looks different and it doesn't really suit my style of play, but I know a bunch of people that do use it, and it does definitely improve your game style if you want. Now here's another gameplay of me being more accurate with the ARs. When it comes down to using the ARs again, you have to crouch and shoot in some situations, and to be honest, I personally do like the blue M16 better than the free burst, but if I had a free burst over a standard M16, it would always be the free burst in my opinion. That's because I just like the accuracy of the free burst, because it can kill if all three shots not hill. All 3 shots hit, you will be able to kill with it. Usually you do 72 damage. You get one in the head, that'll probably instant kill if they don't have a shield or anything. Obviously with the meta changes, that changes it up a little bit with the small potions and stuff. But here's some more gameplay of the blue AR. Absolutely wrecking people. 2-shot downed him with the blue AR. Again, the blue AR and the blue free burst are debatable which one's better. It all comes down to opinion. I've actually chosen the blue free burst over the Scar H a few times, just by accident or just because I want to get moving. I don't have time to pick up the Scar, or maybe I've just been doing really well with the free burst, so I thought I've beaten a few people with Scars, so why not keep it? Here's some more accurate gameplay. So you can see my crosshair was not, I wasn't completely standing still when I was crouched then. I was moving slightly so they don't hit me. When you do move when you crouch, it does still be more accurate, but you will lose accuracy slightly when you crouch and shoot. So you can see every time I crouch and shoot, so up here I'm crouching and shooting. Every single time I'm trying to shoot someone, I will always crouch and shoot, and you will get that chance of being able to get them shots in. I don't usually spray people down unless I have to, like the other gameplay before with the shotguns, but that can all come down to situation and that. So we'll talk about the SMGs a little bit. I don't have any gameplay of it, but we'll talk about them. So when using an SMG, they are slightly different compared to the other guns with the ARs and stuff. They're not really very useful at range, and they don't come in handy at all in many situations at range. But at close range, they can be a shotgun if you are very accurate with it. So that again comes down to the claw position and things like that. But with the with the SMGs, which one is the best for close range? Now, obviously, in my opinion, I would say the best one for close range is the standard SMG, just the submachine gun with no suppressor on, the standard one that was first put into the game before the advanced one and the suppressor one. The advanced submachine gun doesn't see much play at all. I don't see many people using it. It feels very inaccurate, and it just doesn't have a very fast fire rate for the damage it does. In all honesty, I wouldn't recommend using it. That is my opinion though. It's up to you guys what guns you want to use in the game. So, we got the suppressor one. What do I recommend the suppressor one for? Well, the suppressed SMG isn't that bad. It's okay to carry it if you've got room for it, but there's better stuff you could carry for it, especially with all the new stuff being added into the game, like the boogie bomb, the smoke grenades, the small potions. There's more valuable stuff that you could take other than that. But the suppressed SMG does come in handy when you want to destroy structures which you've built up to a mountain. I've done this several times in games. I built structures up to a mountain and I want to destroy them to stop the enemies from coming up, or to stop them from coming up my path that I've previously built, so I can hear them building their own. I can sometimes destroy the entire path using the suppressed SMG. This does give your position away a little bit because you can hear the little sound, or whatever sound you want to call it, the bullet fire. You can hear it a little bit, but it definitely suppresses it, and it is a good technique to use on destroying that. So that's something a lot of pros do, and it's something I do recommend trying out. Other than that, when it comes down to shooting explosive weapons, we'll talk a little bit about that. Explosive weapons are a little bit different. With rocket launchers, they will go where your crosshair is pointing. The rocket launcher is the most accurate gun in the game, followed by the sniper. They go where you're looking. They will fire. Obviously, the sniper's got the bullet drop, whereas the rocket goes exactly where you're looking. Personally, that's what makes the rocket my favourite gun. It has no bullet spread or explosive spread. It just goes bang on where you're pointing. It's a very accurate weapon. It's the most accurate weapon in the game. It's just got slow fire rate, it's got slow fire rate, and it's got slow movement speed as the velocity of the bullet. So it's not the best of weapons for that aspect, but they will go where you're firing. So you're going to need on-point accuracy when using that to be able to get them in the right shot and in the right position. Sometimes I spend a little bit of time aiming my rocket and getting it right. Coming up to grenade launchers, that is slightly different. When it comes down to using a grenade launcher, you can be more accurate as well. The grenade launcher, you've just got to get the hook, or kind of like, what should I call it? Like the climb and the drop of it. Kind of like the shape, the little loopy shape it has, the little curve shape it goes up into the air. That's what you need to get right. And if you get the judgment for that right after using it a few times, you're going to be pretty good with the grenade launcher. And it doesn't go full range. It will explode sometimes in the air if you fire it too high. Grenades, they're just grenades. You will get the hang of them if you keep using them. They take a little bit of time. Practice with smoke grenades. They're quite useful to practice with because they're near enough the same as grenades. So they're pretty cool. And the new boogie bomb, that's pretty awesome. It's just funny to use, and I haven't really had much experience with it to be able to judge it. I have got some gameplay of it though on my channel. So it is a cool grenade, and I think it is funky to use, but it's not really going to be in the meta, I don't think. So that's it when it comes down to that. Other than that, we'll talk a little bit about shotguns, like I was saying before, with the claw type position and using that. But with pump shotgun, that again, use claw position for that. Pistol, that comes under the SMG category. Doesn't see much play at all anymore. The suppressed SMG probably will beat the pistol most time, but the pistol can be fired at a rate which you want to fire it, so it can be quite accurate in that sense. You can use it for destroying structures. It's very good for that. Other than that, that's all the guns in the game I can really think of. You've got obviously the advanced AR, which really doesn't come in very useful at all. And you've also got the advanced sniper or the semi-auto sniper, which doesn't see much use that much either due to the low damage and it's quite inaccurate. The semi one just doesn't do enough damage, and the scoped AR really doesn't do enough. Well, it's not very accurate. It does quite a bit of damage, but it's good on like 50v50 or squads, but other than that, I wouldn't recommend using it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I hope you have enjoyed the gameplay playing in the background. It's just been a little bit of fun gameplay which I've had running. One of them games where I've got amazing accuracy. So overall, make sure you crouch, make sure you get your sensitivity right. Your sensitivity is key. I haven't really mentioned it too much, but get your sensitivity set to what you like to have it as. I have my sensitivity at 4, and I've got a screenshot of it on my community page. If you have a look at that, there's a screenshot of my sensitivity. Good way of testing for your sensitivity is doing a quick 360 and seeing if you can hit the right target after doing the 360. It's a great way of testing to see if your sensitivity is suitable for your style of play. It will definitely improve your game the more you use your sensitivity and alter around with it. Change around with it. I use 4 and 4, I think, for the main ones on Fortnite, so I think it's quite good to have a slow sensitivity. Sometimes using a slower sensitivity is better than the faster sensitivity, but sometimes the faster sensitivity is better than the slower sensitivity. It all comes down to how you want to play and the style. So, it's up to you guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and once again, this is Postbots Pat, signing out.